Hey everyone, it's Brian at Pray Trade Repeat. Pray Trade Repeat is my TikTok. Pray Trade Repeat is my YouTube. PrayTradeRepeat.com is my website. It's Friday, January 23rd. It's 2:36 p.m. in the state of California. I'm sitting down for kind of lunch, school, acting, trading, all at the same time. Haven't had a lot of time lately. I'm basically in so many different lanes at once. I apologize if I'm going to eat during this video, but I just wanted to jump on here today and talk a little bit about what has happened recently, which was, I guess, yesterday, Thursday, January 22nd. There's a new YouTube video with Joe Latham, the CEO for Incannex, talking about IXHL and IHL42X. So look it up. It's on YouTube. What else is going on? So I wanted to jump down here and talk about a little bit of that. I went and looked at that podcast, and I went into the comment section. You hit the transcript button, and then what you can do is you can just copy that, put it into ChatGPT, ask if there's any forward-looking statements or anything that I might have missed by listening to the interview. You know, if you have time to listen to the interview, that's great. I'm so out of time. I have so many things going on. So a couple different things that I got out of today's talk, or yesterday's talk that I watched. It wasn't my talk. It was somebody else's. It's on YouTube. Just Google Joe Latham. It'll come up. So here are a couple of things I wanted to, so it's called Combination Therapies for Challenging Chronic Conditions, Joe Latham, CEO, Incannex. And I'm not sure what the channel is on YouTube of the guy who posted this or who it is. But these are the main points. Silence on Nasdaq compliance does not mean a reverse split is decided. It means management has not announced a compliance plan. Companies often stay silent when they believe a near-term catalyst could raise the share price and fix compliance naturally. IXHL's key near-term catalyst is FDA end of phase 2 guidance for IHL42X, which defines the next trial. A CRO being appointed means a professional trial firm is hired and ready to run the study. Trial sites being ready means doctors and hospitals are already lined up, allowing fast trial start. When he says restarting later stage trials, that means moving into larger trials closer to approval. Acting right after FDA guidance implies that the company expects guidance soon enough to act on it. Updating the market means publicly announcing FDA feedback and trial start, which can move the stock. If guidance arrives before the deadline and price responds, a reverse split may be avoided. If not, it becomes more likely. I think we all know that, right? So that's the reason why I jumped on here today. Just jump on here and say that. A couple other things, so that, I still haven't been able to figure out what the page is, but it's on YouTube. Okay. So that said, I also like to, I don't know how I got on this. Where's the main points I was making? Okay. Here are some other quotes from the, and you have to do this. If you're invested in the stock, you want to do this with Joel, especially with Joel, because he always leaves Easter eggs. And remember, I'm not a fan of Joel. I stand by that. He took way too much money of ours off the table, dropped 155 million shares into August 26th, general anxiety drug, PSX-001, pretty much robbed us blind and took $40 million more than he needed for a 9 million quarterly burn rate. So I'm not a fan. I think we need a new CEO. However, the company itself and what they're achieving, I'm a huge fan of. So IXHL CEO Joe Latham on 1/22/2026 says, quote, focus is rational fixed dose combinations using synthetic cannabinoids or psilocybin with known partners for a predictable dosing and multi-mechanism benefit. He also said the lead IHL42X for obstructive sleep apnea, dronabinol, and acetazolamide, phase 2 was positive, August 2025, like I just said. And that's where he dumped 155 million, just basically took all of our cash off the table, all of the investors' money with no shame at all. Took way too much money off the table. But that's not what we're here to discuss. I'm a big fan of the company and the science. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about next steps. Let's talk about the catalyst, not my opinion. So the lead IHL 42X for obstructive sleep apnea, dronabinol plus acetazolamide. Phase 2 was positive in August under an open FDA investigational new drug application. The main catalyst is the FDA end of phase 2 feedback and the meeting. We all know that. That's what we're all waiting for. That's the gamble. If you want to play craps or blackjack or poker, this is the poker game. Whether or not that information is going to come before March 15th, which would most likely be the last date that they can do a reverse split before they have to come into compliance for 10 days, right? So March 15th is, I don't know how many days that is. Almost 2 months away. It's about 7 weeks away. So he says the main catalyst is the FDA end of phase 2 feedback from the FDA and the meeting with the FDA. The CRO is appointed. Trial sites are ready, and they plan to restart later stage trials right after FDA guidance, then update the market. What that means, well, let's just move on to PSX-001. He also says, also has positive phase 2, planning multi-site US studies with new advisory board and protocol. Remember, they had that CAD or clinical advisory board. They announced that yesterday in the 8K. As far as IHL 675A, which is the rheumatoid arthritis combination therapy of CBD and hydroxychloroquine for rheumatoid arthritis, is an earlier stage phase 1 and preclinical done. So preclinical is done. They're in phase 1. It's aiming for investigational new drug application and phase 2. They plan to present at the Sleep Conference in Baltimore and attend U.S. psychedelic and investor events. No reverse split or Nasdaq compliance plan mentioned. End of phase 2 feedback meeting timing is the key near-term tell. So for everyone, I'm jumping on here to talk about that stuff. This is why I'm here today. Just to jump on here and now I'm going to jump back to what was said in those. So these are the comments. A CRO is a professional company that runs clinical trials. Hiring one means a company is serious and ready to move forward. This costs money and effort, so it's bullish because they would not do this if the trial was not expected to continue. Point number 2, trial sites are hospitals and clinics where patients are treated. Being ready means doctors, locations, and paperwork are already lined up. This is bullish because it means no long delays once approval comes. All right. Let's see. I'm way too centered in this. You got to always go off to the left or right. Let's see. The third point is a restart later stage trials, he says in it, right? So when he says restart later stage trials, what he's saying is are bigger studies closer to approval. Restart means they already ran trials before and are picking back up, not starting over again. This is bullish because it shows progress towards a real drug, not early testing. Right after FDA guidance, what does that mean? So right after FDA guidance means exactly, the FDA is going to tell them exactly how to run the next trial. Waiting for this is normal. Being ready to act immediately after is bullish because it speeds things up. Okay, so they're waiting for the FDA guidance to tell them this is how you're going to run your phase 3 trial. And they're ready. They're ready in every lane to do this. They're ready for the people that run the trials already. The hospitals, the clinics, they're all ready. Then it says then update the market. All right. There was another quote from that podcast. Publicly announce FDA outcome and the trial start. That kind of update moves the stock. So we're all looking for the stock to move, right? Your stock's trading at 34 cents, 35 cents today. And you want to ask yourself, well, how is a stock that's trading at 34 cents going to come into compliance for $1 or above before March 15th? Because that's about, you have to do a reverse split at March 15th if you don't have the stock for 10 days at $1 before then, right? So how is he going to do that? Well, you're going to do that with any kind of data readout. FDA phase 3 commencement is going to send the stock most likely way over the dollars range and into compliance for a few days, for 10 days, et cetera, right? As long as Joe doesn't do what he always does, which is find a way to dump millions of shares into every single 8K. So all of that said, 15 seconds left to say this. I'm super bullish on the company and the science. I think we need a new CEO. He took way too much money of our cash off the table. You decide for yourself. Always do your own due diligence.